we're 10 minutes into the stream and we finally got everything figured out.
I mean, what works.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
This is the weekly gaming update, and we are your hosts. We have Brendan.
What up, everybody?
Jay.
What up?
Steve.
What's up?
Because you pointed at Steve, and on my screen it points to me. So
Wait,
What to do with my hands? What to do with my hands?
yeah, what do I do?
I don't know what to do. And I'm Rob. So we're starting a news segment, I guess you could call this, where we're gonna give some topics and headlines, and we're gonna do like a roundtable discussion on it and bring you a little bit of information on it and discuss what we think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it all in 30 minutes.
Well,
Oh.
we've been trying this for an hour.
Yeah.
Let's try for 8:30 because we had those technical difficulties.
Hold on,
Right.
hold on. My daughter just brought me this.
Aw.
Aw.
Hold on. That little
That's
Charmander
awesome.
there. And a chewed up Luigi.
I mean,
Oh, nice.
I have a little sister from Fallout. Fallout from BioShock.
Bioshock. Then I got a Vegeta.
I have a
Nice.
Star Wars shirt. Guess who? Bring out everything. I got a shirt.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're nerd swagging out now.
All right.
Not planned at all.
That really wasn't. You would think that we're not professionals or something.
Right.
Oh, all right. So, first topic: E3 canceled officially. Now they are blaming coronavirus, but I don't know how much I believe that. And there's a couple of facts behind it that make me wonder. In the 2 weeks leading up to the notice of canceling, they had a bunch of people pull out. Sony, which no surprise there, right?
Oh
Oh,
god.
here we go with this.
Well, you said you wanted to keep it under an hour,
yeah, right.
right?
We had a couple of other
Tencent.
small partners pull out, and then we had their graphic design company pull out.
What, for
And-
E3?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, they're done. They weren't pulling a profit anyways.
well, and that's
Yeah.
the thing with it. They said, oh well, we're gonna be back for 2021, bigger and better than ever.
No, they won't.
Mm-hmm. No.
So
You
That's
guys
what someone usually says.
yeah, that's. I mean, whenever you're paying $200 for 2 days, or you can get the premium package, which was I don't know, $300-400 for those 2 days, and you got a couple of extra add-ons, or the business premium, which was $1,000 to go for 4 days.
Oh, yeah. But, I
You-
mean, for $1,000, you were getting a hotel
No, you had first pick at hotel. You didn't include the hotel.
catered, breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What about dinner though? Because I
No.
always eat a big dinner.
Yeah.
Nope.
It was just breakfast and lunch.
That gonna
Reason
cost ya.
behind that? Jay himself.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean you want 3 steaks a night?
Yeah, right?
21 ounces? What? Why do you need all that steak?
I want
In the
the
wrong neighborhood.
I want the tomahawk steak.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't even know what that is, but it sounds delicious.
It is delicious. Delicious. But yeah, I mean, there was just a lot of stuff about that just did not seem to add up to it being something that was due to the coronavirus.
No, I think the coronavirus was the ability to cop out because it's not until July, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have an hour.
So
Corona.
that's plenty of time because Gamescom is still open in August.
Right. Now, I could see
And that-
Gamescom possibly getting delayed, but I could see E3 easily just delaying it.
And Gamescom was Germany last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that's a European thing where
I mean, it doesn't matter. Period. Every about it.
Right.
We just know what our personal experience with it, and the other countries are probably just having the same amount of hysteria, if not worse.
True.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the one down here, but they had a recent closure on like everything's getting closed down here now.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you guys were like the last one to close.
It's 'cause
Um,
it's Texas, man. They don't care.
Yeah.
Right. Can we shoot it?
Pretty much.
Yeah, what that South by Southwest is what closed for you guys, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because I remember school saying something about that.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think what is West Virginia still the only state holding with 0 cases?
Nope. It's
No,
all
they got
50.
hit.
They got hit. Somebody finally broke the line.
So I think Facebook
Saw that
gaming is
meme.
down around the board because I couldn't get on your profile, it wouldn't pop up anything, and I can't even get on mine.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
We broke
Facebook did
we
it.
broke the Facebook.
I mean, I posted it on my personal page. That's about it.
We broke the Facebook.
It's okay.
Eh.
Well,
Yeah.
good news, Jay. It is being recorded, so I can send you the file, and then you can
Yay.
upload it that way.
Nice.
Well, I mean, it's better than trying to pull it off of Twitch to upload to YouTube later because takes forever to do.
Dude, I don't even do that. I download it directly to my laptop and then I upload it to YouTube.
Even that takes a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're doing hours.
Yeah, right. Okay.
All right, next agenda.
The Last of Us HBO series was announced.
I have mixed feelings about this one. I won't lie.
But that's all we got
So-
was that they're saying they're going to do one. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
actual information on it yet.
You have shows like The Witcher that do it really well, and
Yeah.
Castlevania that does it really well, but that's animated, so it's really easy to do something true to the original source material. I feel like there's going to be some wokeness in this Last of Us because there was some aspects of LGBT in it, which are fine, but I think they're going to try to hammer harder with
Pushing
always.
it.
those
Always.
storylines.
Always.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen. So, I
So
mean,
the leads, are they dead set on
I have not seen any leads. I've seen speculation.
Yeah, but like
wasn't,
Hugh
wasn't there
Jackman.
what's her face? Isn't
Well,
what's her face?
the pictures that I saw were the youngest daughter from Last Man Standing,
Mm-hmm.
that girl that Eve's her name in the show.
Yeah.
And the incest brother from Game of Thrones.
Which one? Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, I never remember. I know
So,
Jamie Lannister.
Yeah, Jamie Lannister. I saw their pictures.
Nikolai something. I don't know. He's got a really weird name, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I could be all right with that, but I don't know. The chick playing the girl, I can see the Eve actress playing her really well.
Oh yeah, because she
'Cause
was
she's done a
touching-
lot of intense drama stuff on top of the comedy with Last Man Standing.
Has she? I haven't seen her in anything else.
She was in a Netflix movie that was about like I think she got R word. He kind of church it up and not try to get us
Okay.
hit on Twitch or anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I got you.
and I think that everybody thought she was lying, and then it turns out she's not. Like it's a serial R worder around.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
I mean, it looked pretty intense just from the little bit I saw or we saw while watching
Huh.
Netflix one day.
Yeah, so
But so she can do drama.
So yeah, so everything's still up in the air. We have nothing set in stone.
nothing at all. I mean,
I'm not surprised by it. I mean, look at how long they've been talking about a Game of Thrones spinoff on HBO, and we still haven't gotten
Yeah.
any concrete evidence on that.
No, they said
I
they
thought they
weren't.
did.
yeah, they said no.
They give it a name or something. and
They
send it out
like pretty
of
much
date.
the next day after they announced it, they're like, "Nah, we're good." No, the interest wasn't there. Like nobody was hyped about it.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
that's. I mean, it's a good thing they did that because a lot of shows start off from the hype of another show and end up
Mhm.
tanking anyways.
well, the way that they ended the show just ruined it for everybody, I think.
They ruined it
It's
for
on
me,
my
and I
list
wasn't
to
even a
watch.
fan.
I'm
Like
one
I'm watching it with
Yeah,
my
I did.
fiance because she's a fan, and it was just I was like, "Oh, this is what they decided to do with this."
I'm
I
one of
did
the
like
few
the
that
name
liked
they
it.
started the
I
pot.
actually liked it.
I liked
I-
the dragon killing everybody. That was my favorite part of the whole show.
Say it with me. Say it with me. Memes
Yeah.
and stirring
Okay.
the pot with people on Facebook.
Mhm.
Spoiler warning for how Game of Thrones ended.
Don't spoil it, Brendan. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
Oh my god.
you're the only person in the world right
Yeah,
now.
probably the only person that hasn't finished it.
I mean,
All
you know enough about the memes from the
Oh, I
memes.
know. Oh, I know. Yeah, well, I know.
Okay. How have you not had it spoiled for you then?
It's being a jackass. That's
Oh,
all.
okay. Fair enough.
Troll.
Whatever works, whatever works. I do that in my daily life, so I feel you.
See, this
Nice.
guy gets it. Okay.
This guy gets it.
But who would you want to see for if you can cast as Joel and Ellie? Who would you want to see?
That's a toughie.
Are we starting in a certain order here?
I mean, whoever's got an idea.
Or... Okay. Because of Logan,
Yeah,
I could see Hugh Jackman doing it,
agreed.
Mm-hmm.
and the girl that we were just talking about.
Yeah. I could go the same for her. I like the dude that plays Jamie Lannister. I just don't feel like he has that because they're from Joel's from Texas, ain't he? So he's got to have that drawl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like, who do you think would do Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew, wow, that is a good one. I'd never even thought about that.
Matthew McConaughey.
Stabs a clicker.
Sounds-
All right.
All I see is that commercial with him and then Jim Carrey making fun of that same commercial. So that's all I hear see right now.
I mean, he has back in the day. Matthew McConaughey did do it. What Texas Chainsaw?
Well, what was it? Billionaires Club. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he showed off his range there. So
Never saw it. Never saw that one.
that's where the meme of him sleep or crying in the car comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I like Hugh Jackman as Joel. I have, keeping with the Game of Thrones kind of deal. What about Margaret Williams? Or Maisie Williams
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that would be
yeah.
a good position.
as Ellie?
Because she's over 18, but she could pass for like a 14-year-old for the next like
Oh,
5
yeah.
years.
Oh,
So
yeah. She's very small.
And with her acting in Game of Thrones, I mean, I think she could pull off the real good drama
Mhm.
aspect of
I
it.
mean, she knows how they work. She knows what they expect.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily her that dealt with the HBO people. That's more of like production.
Well, but that's the thing too, is she's already in the HBO family.
True. They like to keep their actors.
Right. You know, so I could see
It's a good thing.
I could see her doing it. And like you said, she definitely pulls off the 14-year-old
Mm-hmm.
look. She's tomboyish, which I think is real good for Ellie. So
Yeah, I can see it.
that's my
The
pick.
whole tomboy thing. That's why I could see the girl that plays Eve doing it.
Yeah. I could see
Yeah,
that
Maisie
too.
Williams a good one.
Yeah.
Steve.
Steve doesn't.
Honestly, I don't. I know the girl you're talking about from Game of Thrones, the real tomboyish looking one. So I could definitely. I haven't played The Last of Us yet, so
Mm.
it's on my list. It's on my list.
Well, let me tell you, you will cry, or you will about cry. The first 10 minutes of it.
Oh
Same.
yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
gonna be the first time I cried to a video game, so we're good on that.
That was the first time I about cried on a video game.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No,
No,
I've,
it's not. No.
I know I've played a lot of beautiful games, you know, Eco and Shadow Colossus and all that, but that was the game that go, oh, ow, my feels.
Can I bring the obligatory Aerith?
Worse, don't bring that up. We don't talk about that. It's gonna be worse because we see it in HD.
Oh no, we have a long time for that, considering how they plan on doing 7 in episodes.
Well, I mean, for how much they've, yeah. Well, they
But
also
they're
said
not- so-
delayed on the. Oh, okay. Wait, never mind. That's a talking point.
Yeah. Little
say,
further
that's
down our
Brenda's-
list.
Yeah.
So there's one
I
other
thought Brendan was
person
going
that
for it.
I have that I could say for Ellie,
Okay.
but they would have to make her look young.
Well, they can do that with the technology's out there. So I mean, look what they did for Marvel.
But they kind of based Ellie off of this actress,
Oh yeah, she won't do it. She
Ellen
won't do it.
Page.
I was gonna say
She won't
'cause
do it.
Oh,
obviously
really?
when you guys first
They
said it, I
didn't.
was
They
like, why don't
didn't
they just
base
use
it
what's her
off
face?
of her. I think it was like somebody watched Juno one too many times and had her face stuck in their head when they were designing her.
I was like, she looked really
But-
spot on though, so I was like, I thought they were gonna have her do the extras because it was
Right.
obviously her likeness in the game.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'd hope for, but
I mean, you've had other stars in video games that are captured their essence, like William
well, she was in
Dafoe,
another show. She
the
was
other
in a
people.
game.
Yeah.
I think that's why she got so pissed off that they kind of quote unquote stole her
Oh
likeness.
yeah, what was it like?
Beyond.
Quantum Dream or something like that.
Heavy
Beyond.
Rain?
yeah. Beyond.
Beyond Two Souls.
Yep.
Well, look
Yeah.
at the one with the what's that guy in Grey's Anatomy? He was basically in that.
No, William Dafoe.
Defoe. Yeah. I was thinking about the other one in that series.
Yeah, her and Dafoe did that game,
Yeah.
which I still never played.
Yeah, me either.
I
I'm
have
talking about
I just-
likenesses.
but I haven't played it.
That was one of those games like the Telltale games where you don't control anything, just hit buttons, right?
Yeah,
I mean, dude,
Yeah, I
dude,
can't-
I
I
was
can't get down with
heartbroken whenever
Well,
those
hey,
Telltale
hey.
games.
they call them quick time events.
Yeah. In games
The
that they're
Batman one-
just
the Batman one
sporadically
wasn't
put in. Resident Evil,
So the
groundbreaking. God of War, amazing. A whole game based on it? Eh.
dude, I was mad when I found those Telltale games. You had no choice whatsoever. They just gave you the illusion of choice. Like
It's kind of like
Yeah.
you're doing it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's kind
Yeah,
of like parallels
pretty
of real life, I guess.
Well, the problem with those games though is because they're so open ended that they bottleneck themselves in what they want to do. Like they have a beginning and an end, and then they kind of bottleneck with the different paths that it has to
But-
go to that end.
But I thought
This
I was
isn't a
making a real
Goosebumps pick
difference.
your own story.
Oh, those were
I wanted to make a
10 out of
difference,
10
guys.
best scary books ever.
Agreed.
Okay, so we'll move on a little bit. We've been on this topic a while.
It's fun.
Well,
It is. It is.
But yes, let's move on to the next.
Next topic. Call of Duty Warzone. Launched Tuesday, March 10th. Now-
So, go ahead. My bad.
I was just going to say, Brent, I know you played one or two matches. Jay, you've played a few matches. I've played a few
I did a
matches.
whole stream on it.
Yeah.
So my consensus is it needs tweaked, and the TTK is really, really bad.
Agreed.
The
Yes,
the
I
time to
heard.
kill, you go down like super dumb quick, and if you're not communicating with your squad, it's even faster.
Yeah.
But they tweak it a little bit, make more different modes. I'd say it'll compete with Fortnite. It'll probably knock Apex out in second place.
So real quick, we're talking about something overtaking Fortnite. That's
No, not overtaking, competing. It's hard to
Competing,
overtake.
There's a difference.
Tarkov came
Okay,
out
sorry.
and it did pretty good for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I saw
Fortnite's
the
the game of the
Tarkov
beast.
hype kind of died down.
That's the studio. They added a new mechanic and the casuals are out.
Mm.
So it's back to being that niche. But streamers are still playing it. So, but it's also because Warzone came out. If Warzone didn't come out, it'd still be like top game.
Bren, what's your opinion on it?
So I played 2 matches of that, and I played a match of looter
Mm-hmm.
Plunder.
That's it. Now, I actually had a hard time taking a guy down in Warzone.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably 20, 30 yards away with an assault rifle, emptied half a clip, and he still didn't go down.
They're magazines, not clips.
I know. I was gonna say, how dare you, Brendan?
Yeah.
Too much Fox News for you.
I will chuck a magazine at you.
Hey, no, Fox News calls a magazine, CNN calls it clips. Let's be honest.
Oh, okay.
So, Bren, are we
The
talking like
memes.
a Game Informer, or are we talking like Vogue?
Or Good Housekeeping.
Martha,
I got a stack of Game Informers I'll chuck.
Martha Stewart Living?
There we go. I'll chuck one of the most useless magazines.
I got mine digitally delivered. I still don't read them.
Brendan, it's not
it's
it's not Chuck, it's Yeet.
God.
I'll yeet it.
Yeet.
I mean, I do like the whole concept of the game. Drop in, find a bunch of things. But when like I went in there with randoms,
Mm-hmm.
and we
That's
all
where you
just kind
fucked
of
up.
scattered.
Yeah.
7-man beat boss. 3-man beat
Well,
boss.
what
whatever your
happened
squad.
was I was on the roof of a building, a shed more like, and I seen a guy run by. I put half a clip in him. He didn't go down.
Mag.
And he had 3 of his boys right behind him that took me out.
That's the problem. If you get on a 2, they're done.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
will say this: my favorite, and I had it stream highlighted. I wish I would have clipped it. I need to go back and clip it. Dude kills me. He's sniping on a rock. I come back in on my gulag ran. I was happy. I was pumped. And I was like, oh shit, there he is. So I landed right behind him and I executed him. And his buddies came up right behind me. He took me out. And I slammed him in the middle.
Oh,
They're waiting for you, bud.
They were, well, I don't think they were waiting. I think he was like, oh shit, they're killing me. Get him, get him, get him.
nice.
Shooting was done and it got me.
I was gonna say, is that a
So-
double,
I'm coming
double
out.
redemption kill?
Is it Warzone or Blackout that has the redemption mini game thing?
That's Warzone.
Warzone with the gulag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go on.
I do like that aspect that if you really want back in there, you're gonna earn it.
Really?
Depends. It's been 50, not even 50-50. Let's give myself credit. It's been like 10 to 90 on me getting back in on the gulag runs, and I'm good at gunfight. They just give you shit
Make you work
weapons.
for it.
Yeah.
Make you work for it, huh?
And they give you like a pistol, maybe a shotgun.
I think they
Oh,
should,
I've gotten a revolver every time.
Oh yeah, that 357 sucks.
I think
Yeah,
they
it
should just give you knives.
Yeah.
I actually talked shit and made a whole lobby go knives only for like 1 or 2 people
Nice.
on Rust of all places.
On
Like me and my buddy
Rust.
were playing after that stream, and I was like,
Ooh.
I had my headphones still plugged in, and I was talking shit to him. I was like, hey, pussies won't do knives only. And one of the guys was like, wait, what? Knives only? And I'm like, yeah, you won't do it.
So
Shit
you
talked the whole
successfully
lobby into
bullied.
it.
Boy.
You bullied a whole community into playing it. with
Yes, I
knives
did.
only.
When you
Good
put it
job,
like
sir.
that, yes, I did.
I had to.
Damn proud of it too. Sad part is I recorded the whole thing and I don't think I had audio for my microphone.
Oh.
So you can hear everybody else, but you can't hear me.
Oh.
No.
That just makes it better, though. At least more mysterious. Of like what were you saying to shit talk them to get.
No,
too
you can
mad.
see my camera. You can see me, but you can't hear the audio.
All right. So something current news today, we had the Resident Evil 3 demo drop with the Resistance
Oh,
open
yeah.
beta dropping on the 27th.
Speaking
played
of
it yet.
which,
Need to download it. So I haven't
I'm not-
downloaded it.
I'm actually, yeah, I'm opening the PlayStation app right now.
Hang just hold on, wait. Beep.
Oh.
I'm joking. It's already on.
Nice.
I'm super glad that Resistance isn't by itself.
Dude, they trolled us so fucking hard on that one.
Like when it came out at E3 and it was just Resistance, I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
I was pissed.
Like you had such a great thing going with RE2, like beautiful, beautiful. And then you're going to give us this? And it just felt like a mini game. Like it didn't feel like a full price game. And that's what I said. It's like there's no way they can release this for $50, $60. They're not Nintendo.
Ooh.
Hey, at least Nintendo finishes their games.
It was a complete game.
Ooh.
I am saying it was a complete game. It
They
wasn't
make
an,
complete games, but they leave your Switch with that drift on it.
hey,
Yeah.
I got the stuff to fix that. And we're going to be making a video on it too.
Yeah. It just sucks on the motion controls to trying to play Zelda. There's one puzzle in particular, you have to move a board.
Oh.
Instead of like moving the board like this, like you're supposed to, I tipped it on the side and let it go over the railing into the. It took like so many times to get it, but I just ramped it in there.
There's
So
one.
they took the Nintendo Labo and made it a full scale console.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There's one
Cardboard.
board on there that I took and I actually ended up flipping the whole platform over. So there was nothing there. And then I
Yep.
just let it roll and kicked it up to where it needed to go.
See, that's what I tried doing and it didn't work. It kept spinning on me. I'm like, stop spinning.
And for doing that, I found out that like you got to hold the Switch completely like flat, like
Mhm.
to do it right, and it was
I was
frustrating.
playing on my like TV with the pad,
I
and
know-
it still wouldn't work well for me.
I had to do it on the actual Switch itself and hold it there. Like I couldn't do it on the TV. I got frustrated and I almost threw Joy-Con through a TV. It was bad.
Didn't they worry about that specifically?
Yeah, right? That's why there's a strap on it.
Nice.
So Facebook is finally working again, so I can finally share this video.
Woo!
Facebook,
Nice.
besides the Twitch link.
Yeah, we can get Jay's audience in on it.
Sweet.
Right.
Nope, it's still showing the other one. You
Oh man.
You thought so. You thought.
Bum, 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 bum.
are.
So is this Resistance? Is this the PS3 Resistance game they're bringing back, or
No.
No, this is a like Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th type thing.
So
oh,
it's a multiplayer game online. And basically there's 4 or 5 people. And if there's 5, 4 of you are escaping and the 5th is playing the killer.
Yeah, Mastermind.
Mastermind. And
okay.
there's like traps and stuff that you can use if you're the mastermind to try and kill the people. There's cameras and stuff you can control.
Send in zombies, send in tyrants, lickers, and then they have to like basically procedurally go through each room until they get to you. And then I think there's going to be a boss encounter because they've already revealed two different masterminds. One's like Oswald Spencer, who is one of the founders of Umbrella Corp,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and a Wesker. I want to say, I think it's Alexis Wesker.
So this is that Resident Evil one that Robin. and I
Project
were talking
Resistance, yeah.
Just,
Okay.
let me say this once. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
about.
If I ever stream it, I'm gonna have his just pop up every time.
Do it.
The
It's a
squid head.
trap.
It's a trap.
Have
It's a
a
snap.
have a specific button. It'll be T trap button.
But then you
I've
gotta
watched that.
you gotta have trap music that comes up though, you know.
Oh, I already got it hard in the paint by Waka Flocka Flame.
There it
It's
is.
already
There
already
it is.
playing in the back of my head right now.
Well played. Well played.
So yeah, I'm excited that Resistance is on a full scale game, and this year almost kind of feels like a classic PlayStation release, with the fact that it has like a mini game on it, like with Metal Gear Solid, for instance. You had like the VR mission side quest that you go through, and it's just a completely stupid, pointless mini game. But this just feels like such a good add-on, and for free basically. But
What it does for me, it brings me back to the I don't know if you guys remember the Resident Evil Outbreak series. Very underestimated Resident Evil series. Honestly, should have been bigger than what it was. It was like right at the dying age of PlayStation 2 trying to do the internet, and if they would have ported it over to PS3, it would have probably done a lot better.
right.
The first one definitely did pretty good. Good enough to warrant a sequel. It's just a sequel nobody played because it was basically copy and paste. But that's what it reminds me of. I honestly was hoping we would have got something like that when they first announced it, and then once I see the trailer, I'm like, oh. And then again, they trolled us during State of Play, like, oh, here's the single.
Well, I mean,
What's this going to be? Resident Evil 3.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. I'm excited again.
Rock hard right now.
Thump.
So one that I know that Brendan's going to be excited for because he's been talking kind of about stuff like this. Starting yesterday, Wednesday, March 18th, the demo for Trials of Mana became available for,
Oh my god, the port everybody has been waiting for.
and it's PS4, PC, and Switch.
Since the Super Nintendo, people have been waiting for this.
I know.
Now,
I'll be completely honest. When it comes to the Mana series, I played like one. I didn't even play it for long. I was young when it first came out, so I never got to play it again.
yeah. Well, this one was called in Japan Seiken Densetsu 3. It has been fan translated since the early 2000s, since pretty much the dawn of the internet, while being like readily available to so many people. But it is by far the best looking of the Mana series for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, I'd imagine.
It's
I
beautiful.
mean, the colors and shadings that they were able to pull off with The Super Nintendo was what, 16?
Yeah.
Yes.
16-bit
Yeah.
colors?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What they were able to do with that and the gameplay for it's such an open game.
Right.
You have 9 characters, you can pick between 3 of them and form so many different stories using so many different combinations of
Oh, shit.
characters.
Yeah. I mean, it is the classic JRPG in my mind. You know, there's so many games that I feel like have, I don't want to say spawned from it, but been heavily influenced by it.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
You know, so it's cool to have this classic powerhouse finally ported over for us onto Switch. Switch is how I'm going to be playing it for sure, hands down.
Right.
I
That'll
feel
be that classic Nintendo feel.
well, and that's the thing. I feel like Switch is so good for JRPGs.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just feels like that's the JRPG console. You know.
From PlayStation, depending on game.
Yeah.
For new JRPGs, but that classic feel I feel like is all Switch. Like,
Okay.
That classic Nintendo feel.
well,
That's yeah.
even like
Yeah, like Jay said.
the Octopath Traveler, which is a great JRPG and kind of feels like this. I wouldn't want to play it on PlayStation. It would feel like a waste on PlayStation because the PlayStation has so much more resources made available to it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's more 3D side scroller, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that this is going to be great on the Switch.
Kind of like Dragon Quest and all that being on the Switch is
Mm-hmm.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, moving on, a little bit of a sad note, I guess you can
Told
say.
myself I wouldn't cry on screen stream. Told myself I wouldn't do it.
Take it, Robert.
Oh, I'm crying on the inside too.
Oh, don't
Oh,
worry,
no.
I am too.
Oh god, you should have heard Rob about this last night.
So,
Although I will say, Rob did make a good point of this.
so Square is warning about delays for Final Fantasy VII Remake now. Now of course digital pre-orders won't be delayed because why are you going to delay it?
We're Amazon.
No, Amazon is being delayed. Brendan,
Nope. I got an email about possible delay of my delivery.
Yeah, you can refuse it too.
Mm.
But
why would you refuse?
Jay's okay. Because you pre-ordered yours through GameStop, right?
Yeah.
GameStop's keeping all their doors open.
Not here in
For
Pennsylvania.
now.
Unless,
Not in Pennsylvania as of today.
well, I'll check.
Because on that list that we got, electronic
Okay.
stores are being forced to close.
Because
Okay.
there's no life-saving business with it, I guess.
So when they were saying that they were going to stay open, it was for non-essential businesses were closing, but they were saying they were an essential business, bringing entertainment value to the general masses.
GameStop.
Okay.
Well, now with Governor Wolf, I think,
Yeah, that's
Such a waste of space.
he's
I
came
have
out.
no idea.
So is Peduto, but whatever.
No.
Carry on.
No, it's Governor Wolf. It was.
No, I know. I was just saying that Brent said he was a waste of space, so I was like Peduto as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He came out and
Just
he
don't
said
mind Governor under the bus on that one too.
he came out and he said that all non-life supporting businesses must close by 8 o'clock Eastern today, and it'll start being enforced at 12:01 Saturday morning.
So that basically means, hey, we will use guns on you.
We will come in and we will force you to close.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
So police state is what you're telling me.
yeah, that's kind of where we're headed. Martial law.
Yeah.
Government stepping on business. It's getting closer to that.
Yep.
Once businesses get hit, then it becomes private citizens get hit with it.
Yeah. And I mean, there's already you can't, and this is something we were talking about at work today. It kind of pissed me off. You can't renew your driver's license right now. You cannot renew your registration, but you can buy a fishing or hunting license.
Of course.
I
If it
mean,
works. If the site works.
if shit goes down, you might need that.
You shouldn't need a license though. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree on that one.
That's
But
what
at the same time, it keeps population in check, keeps people from overhunting and all that bullshit they tell you in hunter safety classes.
But the PA website seldom works for licenses for fishing and hunting.
See, I don't know how it
Personal
is in
experience- I know
PA.
this
I
is
do know
personal
how it is in
experience.
Indiana. That we get a lot of deer, a lot of Indiana deer, a lot of just animals migrating around
right.
crossroads of America.
So, anyways,
I can just see them trying to tell a bunch of PA rednecks they can't do anything because they're like, nah, man.
back on topic. This train got derailed real quick. So, something that like really pisses me off about this whole thing is I bought the first class edition. Now, granted, Brendan, you're getting a statue, but I paid $350 and my copy gets delayed. But the guy who spent $60 on a digital pre-order still gets his. So why can't they give me a code that's valid for a month or 2 months or whatever to play the game until I can get my physical copy?
Oh.
Concerns about hacking.
All they would have to do is just revoke the license. They could mass produce, I don't know. Well, they know how many they know how many pre-orders they have.
That would require them to hire somebody to go everybody's digital codes and making sure they were up to date or not, and if they weren't up to date or using the game disc. There's just I don't know. I can see it being easy as flipping a switch, but they never make it easy as flipping a switch.
Well, yeah, that's just what I was gonna say. Is they could put a time limit on the code.
Yeah, they could be the key in the code can only be active for a month.
Mm-hmm.
So then after that month, it goes dead. Now
demos regardless, they should be able to do with the game too.
Now, like with my pre-order through Square, because that's how I ordered it, I have a confirmation code. I have an order number. I have a product code. So why can't they just have somebody set it up to where, yeah, you give us this stuff, we'll give you a code. You plug it into your PlayStation. You can download this month-long, almost like a trial version, an unlocked trial,
I mean, by that first month, though, you'll already have beat it.
I also just paid $350 for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I should be able to.
No.
But then again, nobody was expecting this whole.
I agree.
Whole virus effect. I mean, everything is getting hit right now.
Oh yeah.
Like even things you wouldn't think would be in trouble of losing businesses or losing funds.
Yeah. Oh, I agree 100%. I'm salty because everybody else is gonna get to play before me.
I know.
Rob, and they get that sweet dynamic theme.
Well, just remember, you won't have to. You can not watch my streams because I'll be playing the hell out of it.
I hate you
Stop staring
guys.
at me like. Stop staring at me like that. I don't like that stare, Rob.
No, Rob's
Looking at
staring
the
at me
tentacles.
because the theme that you get only if you digitally pre-order.
Oh yeah, and you have Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit.
But I don't qualify for either. And I have reports into Square about this. So because I have the physical version of A Realm Reborn and the digital for the rest of them, and the physical copy of 7 Remake, I don't qualify for the theme.
Oof.
You can go buy some candy bars and get a theme that way.
You can't get this theme though. The only way you
Can't
can
go to the store though.
the only way you can I can't go to the store. The stores aren't open.
Yeah, damn it! I was about to say you can get diabetes and a theme,
But it's not the same theme.
It should be that diabetes guy over head
Over
superposed
Brimley.
over cloud.
And then you got the cat, the diabetes cat for Cat
Yep.
Smith.
Screw the
Ninja cat
Diabetes.
thumbing in the background.
forget GS stigma. Yeah,
Oh,
diabetes, not the stigma.
I need a Butterfingers.
Butterfingers.
Grab him a Snickers. He's angry.
Rob, judge yourself.
There it goes again. Sony and
Okay.
Square pissing me off.
So for the next topic, I know that you two, well, Rob and Jay, you guys had a hard time sitting through
Oh,
Marc Cerny.
God.
Wait.
10 minutes of it, I was about to fall asleep on, and I had to go back to lunch, or go back to work after lunch.
Wait. Are we talking about Marc Cerny, or are we talking
Dana
about
Carvey.
yeah, Dana Carvey?
I had
Dana
beat you to
Carvey
that.
clothes.
as soon as I saw that in the Discord, I'm like, thank God someone else thought that too, because he looks just like the dude.
Dude, like I was like, wait, is this real life? Like,
It looked like a Saturday Night Live skit.
Fake crowd.
Please laugh.
well, it had to be recorded in front of a laugh track because you're not allowed to have a gathering of more than 10 people.
Yeah, right.
Oh
They
God!
had 3 people and 1 megaphone.
Did you see the ever so slight shifting of those fake bodies they were using just to make it look real?
No.
Like occasionally the one
bit
body
Vince-
would like
a bit
shift a
Vince.
little bit. The other one would like turn his head slightly.
No, that was actually people from the audience.
All 4.
They were trying to practice social distancing,
Yeah.
which I didn't know that was the name of what I did in my everyday life.
Right?
Right?
Social distancing.
Well, no. See, social distancing is the act of staying 6 feet away from the nearest people in your life. Apparently, what I do, my everyday life, is called quarantine.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, fun fact. Apparently, screaming at somebody 6 feet away is actually good to do now instead of just loud and annoying. Who would have thought?
The more you know.
Can you hear me now?
Scream at them, but make sure you're out of arm's reach.
Right. So, what do you guys think about the PlayStation 5? Because I think Xbox just beat it on the power. That's what I'm reading.
Here's my
power,
argument with
yes.
those numbers. Here's my argument with those numbers. The raw power doesn't really matter.
True. It matters what they can do with it.
Well,
Yeah.
and the way that the GPU and the CPU are set up, I feel like honestly, the power that Xbox is saying that they have is pretty much equal, just distributed in a different way than the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the way Cerny explained it. The GPU cores on the PS5, they're essentially blocks. The blocks are like twice the size of a GPU block from the PS4.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So although the overall block number is smaller, what it's capable of actually doing is much larger.
Yeah.
Well,
Plus they were
If there's something
the
or whatever.
the part I wasn't falling asleep on was like they were talking about the gigahertz of the system, and they're
Yeah.
more worried about pumping out a higher overclock speed compared to just running it at a base level.
Yeah.
well, the other thing that is really interesting to me is the fact that they're running M.2s, which I understand, but you're going to be able to add multiple M.2s to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, didn't they say they're also going to use internal SSDs too?
Well, that's what the M.2 is.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm still learning that one. That
But
one's
you
new to me.
can also plug in other hard drives and SSDs for PS4 and backward compatible games.
Right.
Now here's where my thing is: are they going to have reformat it like you did with the original PlayStation 4 hard drive issues?
No.
Okay,
So
I'm good. I'm on board.
It's interesting the way he described the backwards compatibility that they're doing. It's not like what they were doing before, where they would take what the previous engine was and add it. They're adding. Let me see if I'm explaining this right. They're adding what makes it different.
So basically, what they're doing
Okay,
is
I
they're
can sort of understand that.
so what they're doing is they're taking the PS5 board and all of its hardware,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of it that is still similar to the PS4. Now, the things that changed from the PS4 to the PS5, they're adding from the PS4 to the
Yeah.
PS5 board,
Okay.
so that it's
But-
still all the same hardware, and then an update on the hardware for the PS5 stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because like the original PlayStation 3, when it launched with PS2 backwards compatibility,
Mm-hmm.
they essentially put a PS2 board in there. That's why that system was like a cinder block of weight.
And
okay.
and why it launched at such a high price tag.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Almost
makes
a
sense,
60 gig
and
model.
that also makes sense why the backwards compatibility was kind of iffy on it. Wasn't it iffy on the PlayStation 3 after they released right before the Slim, the second model?
Yeah,
That'll be Rob's
so
expertise because he had one.
so the second model is whenever it started to get iffy because they started to try to take things away from the PS.
Yeah, there was like only certain games you could play, and it was based on downloaded on to the system updated or
Right.
system updates and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
And
good.
oh, go ahead. What you were gonna say?
Mine's it's still talking about the PS5, but it changes gears a little bit. So go ahead.
Oh, so oh man, now I had a brain fart on what I was going to talk about with the 5.
Sorry about
Oh, okay. So you guys saw the whole block that they used when they were talking about backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Okay.
see that one. No.
That little leg that was hanging off the bottom. You know how they put the PS1, 2, and 3 down there.
Mm-hmm.
That little leg is what everybody's losing their minds about when they were speculating on the backwards compatibility for the PS5 going all the way back that far.
I'm gonna.
It's reaching. Like just because they left that little portion of the box there, they think that automatically it's going to be filled in on that.
So here's my thing. I do think that it's going to be just like the PS4 going backwards, in that sense that it'll all be digital. You're not gonna
software emulation.
You're gonna
Yeah.
emulate it exactly.
Or which is what they were doing anyways.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, because it's easier to emulate than actually recreate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the thing that I was going to bring up before, how they're going to use the CPU to back up the GPU. Meaning, if a game is pushing very hard graphically, if the CPU's not that busy, they're actually going to take bandwidth from the CPU to back up the GPU to give it that extra performance.
Okay, that could work.
It's basically like with our computers. Whenever we try to stream, and you use the NVENC, to where instead of using all of the CPU to stream, it puts some of that load onto the GPU. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an AMD term for it. I think it's called like Smart Switch or something.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is an AMD build anyway. So is Xbox, both
Right.
AMD.
Oh,
Which that should tell you something about how good AMD is doing when consoles are like, we're going to pick your tech over Intel.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, since Ryzen came out, AMD's been creeping into Intel space.
Well,
where
they
it's
offer a
taken
cheaper
over.
option.
Well, yeah.
That's the best thing about it is they operate. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to. My build would have been $1,000, so I went Intel.
I mean, i7, i9s are what, between $400 and $700,
depending on what megahertz you go with. Yeah.
And that's not even counting a board that's compatible with it.
Right.
Yeah,
That's literally just your CPU.
yeah. Ryzen 5s and 7s are what, between $150 and $300.
I got my Ryzen 5 3200. I think it's 3200. And it was like 180, I think. Maybe.
Yeah.
It was right around $200.
Mine's a Ryzen 5 2600, and an Amazon right now it is going for $125 on sale. Basic price is $200.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, they're a cheaper and I feel more powerful alternative, especially if you want to go for an all-in-one computer.
Well, plus you can overclock an AMD chip way easier than an Intel chip too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so between that and then you got AMD and Nvidia, they like just go together so nice and create such an overall flawless, for lack of a better term, PC.
Yeah.
So for them to be able to start to do this with consoles, I'm super stoked for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be good for consoles all the way around.
And if you're really big into the audio aspect of gaming as well,
that's where I was getting at. That's what I was bringing up.
You should be if you're diving into gaming for that immersion. The 3D audio technology that they are working on with the PlayStation 5, I cannot wait for it.
Now, can you imagine Last of Us 2. You're in a rundown city and it's raining.
Oh yeah, you got clickers. Clickers are walking around.
Just the raindrops themselves with 3D audio, you'll be able to hear when it's hitting the ground, when it's hitting the roof here, and when it's hitting the top of a building. They'll all sound different. It'll echo differently down the alleyway when it splashes in a puddle than it does right next to you in a puddle.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I hate to devil's advocate and Debbie Downer here, but that's if they can do anything with it. Because ray tracing's out and there's not many games that can do it.
Well, no. This is just audio, not visual.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like generalistically.
ray tracing does play into audio, Rob.
I know.
Cerny was explaining that too. But what he's working on doing is the 3D audio can also be just from the TV speakers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to immerse you without having to have, the $100 PlayStation Gold headset, or what's
Turtle
another
Beaches
like
or
Turtle Beach, the
Astros.
higher end turtle
Rig.
beaches, or the Sennhausers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not having to have a 6 to 8 channel surround sound system. You know what I mean? Trying to bring that immersion sound to everybody who buys the console.
All right, so
No, go ahead.
talking about immersion. I really believe that like the things that the PlayStation is doing is setting it up to be a perfect, almost like, I don't want to say full dive, but semi full dive VR rig.
Oh, they're going to do it.
Because
They already said it's going to be compatible with VR now.
Well, with the controller, you got the haptic feedback triggers now that everything feels sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
You got the haptic rumble, so now the rumble feels different from right to left. The triggers feel different, and now you have the 3D audio. You have the beautiful ray tracing graphics, and everything is just coming together to where it's fully immersible, even without a VR headset. All your senses are being played to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Except touch
and smell. Well, no, you got touch with the haptic feedback triggers and the rumble.
Yeah, but if you're playing a game where you're grabbing things, it's not going to be the same thing.
Yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to make a full-on glove paraphernalia that you can just have your, especially hand games. Where you can do fingers and all that.
Third party people doing something like that.
There are third party tech that are starting that, especially with they have haptic feedback vests and pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's not going to come by as easy as PlayStation Move is, which is you have to have it to be able to do the VR.
Well, all this was, and it was only for computer. It wasn't for PlayStation yet. It was just like when you get shot, there's a rumble pack in the chest or the leg.
Yeah, I've seen things like that in the trackpad, so you can actually move and not get yourself motion sick.
Yeah. So I mean, they're doing things like that, but I think with this haptic rumble and haptic feedback on the triggers, they have the technology to start to be able to make the glove or even another PlayStation Move controller that has touch feel buttons that, depending on how hard you grab them is how hard you're gripping something.
Kind of looks more like how the Oculus Rift controller is.
Yeah. So I'm fully expecting the second gen of VR for the PlayStation to be game changing for a console VR.
I mean, they did a pretty good job with their VR setup, anyways.
Well, yeah,
for what it is,
and they're not going to have any resistance from Microsoft because they already came out and they said that they don't think VR is the way to go.
You just got to worry about Switch or Nintendo because they've already patented VR capabilities for the Switch. Because realistically, you can just put it in one of them Lobo containers and boom, you got a VR headset.
I feel like it's going to be a different VR experience, though.
It's going to be more gimmicky.
Yeah.
Just look at their 3DS or their 3D technology for their handheld console.
And see, that's the thing that sucks is they quit focusing on that now for the Switch. Everything Nintendo wise, Switch.
I think the 3D stuff that they were doing on the 3DS, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it. It just hurts your eyes after a while, but that's years of playing.
Close to 3D or something.
Well, and
if kids played it, they'd be fine. But me playing it with my older eyes, trying to focus in on a 3D aspect, it gives you headaches because you're so used to seeing 2D on a screen.
My daughter had a 3DS and she never used it because she didn't like the 3D feeling on
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, they're actually saying back when it came out, they warned parents to limit the 3D aspect and put it to 2D because it was not good
I
for
was
your
just
eye.
figuring they could adapt a little bit quicker than we could, just based on them
Well,
being
yeah,
younger.
somehow the tech they used for 3D was not true 3D. It was some other form of 3D.
It was like a
so
dynamic 3D.
Well, and
some shit like that.
the other thing too, though, like there was people that they went and they hacked. They would take two Wii sensors and they would wire them together to where there'd be one in front and one in back, and then the controllers would be able to pick up the two different sensors, and they were actually able to make basically like a VR thing, to where like in the archery, they could sidestep around a target, and whenever they moved, the target would move with it. You know what I mean? To where it was like 3D.
Right.
Huh.
And actually, their motion sensors were amazing. There's people that they were taking the sensor bar,
Mm-hmm.
and they were turning it into a 3D scanner for their printers, to where it would 3D. You take an item, put it on a pedestal, and spin it, and it would map it, and then you could print it. And this
I
is,
gotta see that.
and it's
Man, I
all-
gotta look that up.
yeah.
Right. I know what I'm doing when we get off.
And yeah, I mean, there's like their technology was way far advanced.
Well, I mean, have you ever messed with the Joy-Cons? I mean, they're just
Oh yeah,
they are intense. You can feel like there's marbles inside of it, and you have to guess how many there is.
well, just wait, because we're taking one apart.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that one.
On Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna record it. I'm putting the clear Joy-Con case on it. Oh, it's so beautiful looking. I should go grab it.
Like, I don't want a Rob Rage moment on this.
Well, that's why I'm using my other set of Joy-Cons. It's already messed up with the
Oh,
drift.
okay. So you have a separate. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I really need to figure out this autofocus. I don't have autofocus on. I don't know why it keeps doing it. But I can't mess with it now because the way I mess with it is in Streamlabs.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on the PS5?
Now we can move on to the Xbox, and then because I feel like if we go into the Master Chief Collection and then go straight back to DX12, it'll break up the segment.
Right. So yeah, we got DirectX 12 coming to Xbox Series X, or abbreviated SX.
Yeah. So yeah, I saw a little bit about this, and the buzz of the internet's gonna change up and make it more in line with a PC.
Well, and that's the thing. Xbox has always, and Bren, we listened to this about when we were on a drive back from PAX, that we were listening to whenever Bill Gates said that he wanted a console that would run Windows. And Xbox runs Windows with a basically game launcher over top of it.
Yeah.
So for them to run DirectX, to me, isn't really surprising. You know what I mean? Like, to that just, it seems right. It seems like that's what they should be doing.
Yeah. I mean, I can't add much to it. I haven't dealt with DirectX stuff in PC gaming in years. I mean, I think the last time I played a PC game, DirectX 9 was rolling out. So I don't even remember what year that was.
Okay, boomer.
Could not tell you.
Yeah.
I literally just got into it.
Yeah. I think it was Series 10 whenever I was last into it before this PC.
2007.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You know, Jay, you have such an loud
Or
keyboard.
no. Yeah, I know.
It's
Actually,
mechanical.
no. DirectX 9 was originally released in 2002. DirectX 9.0C was the 2007.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because that was right
History
around when
lesson.
Rob and I were trying to play MMOs on 56K.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Play some Unreal Gold on 56K.
Hey. We were playing Flife.
Yep.
Oh, my bad.
Oh God, I can't even imagine that game still being up and running.
It is.
It is.
Yeah. It's got a big mobile presence now, actually.
Does it? Oh,
Yeah.
that is right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it pretty much went mobile now.
And it fits pretty well into a mobile game.
What is it?
It's called Flife. Fly for fun.
Yeah, never heard of it.
It's a very cartoony MMO,
Aw,
like gotcha
Yeah.
style.
gotcha.
It's a gotcha.
Got you.
I see what you did there.
But a chunk.
Go to your room.
So what is this, Rob? Untitled Goose Game wins Game of the Year.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That's one that
They
Jay
said,
added.
"Screw you." Listen, that game was basically screw you. We're not even trying anymore. Here's the game.
No, that's the thing. They were trying. They're like, how can we make a game that's not about killing? And I mean, it did well. You're a goose. You're an ornery goose.
And you go around and you steal stuff.
That is the ultimate simulation. And just
Wait,
just watching the trailer, like watching a guy sitting there playing horseshoes and just whack. That just seems like too much fun for me.
Listen, I tried out that goat simulator game.
Goats.
Okay, this is definitely different than Goat Simulator. Goat Simulator is just ridiculous.
Random games with the.
I played Goat Simulator once, and I
So did I.
licked something, stuck my tongue to it. It was a quad, and it just spun me around in a circle. And I
Whoa.
sat there for like 10 minutes laughing about it.
When you got it on Plus for free, like when I was on a Plus game for the month, like you got a bunch of in-game cheats off the bat, so you can turn your goat blue, have a rocket.
Yeah, I do got it on PlayStation. I need to switch it up.
Weird. 10 minutes of it was like I can't.
So I didn't play it. I watched my son play it. Is that
You would turn
the
people into watermelons, it would explode.
is that the
Like
Skate
that.
3 engine?
I think so. The ragdoll physics. And all
Yeah,
that.
that's what I mean. Like he was doing it. It was like this goat would just go blah, and I was like, this is like straight from Skate. Like this is the Hall of Meat.
Dude, it was one of my weirdest gaming experiences ever because I'm like, what is happening?
What? Yeah.
No, I've had a weirder game experience, but we won't go into
Katamari
that.
Damacy.
No, it's a free MMO. Whatever. I can't remember the name of it. It's a free
Oh,
MMO
I know what you're talking about. Yep. Yeah.
on the PlayStation Store still
I
to
forget what
this
it's
day.
called.
But it's basically
Oh, you're talking about Onigiri.
Oh.
yeah, it's basically like a hentai acid trip.
Yeah, my friend tried to get me to download that, and I'm like, this is pretty much hentai, isn't it? He's like, yep. I'm like, nah, I can't do it.
Yeah. Little girls about this tall using swords about that long.
I mean, that's just anime.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I mean,
all
we all
anime
know
logic.
Final Fantasy 7 is the ultimate battle of length versus girth.
And Ronald McDonald versus the Colonel, right?
Right.
Oh man.
I am excited for that, talking about 7 again. I cannot wait to see Mid-Gear Slalom up on that giant sword
Me
just
either.
impaled.
Mm.
I want to see the
I hope it ends like exactly how Advent Children did with the Buster Sword. How the Buster Sword was just stuck in the ground right above Midgard. I hope it ends with Cloud sticking it right at the end of Midgard and walking away that way. Because they said Advent Children is going to go into this a lot better.
Okay.
Which makes sense because there's a lot of stuff in Crisis Core, like, Gabriel and Angelil that wasn't in 7 originally, and I'm watching basically an AMV, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Who are these guys?
I love the fact that they play into the Loveless play. Like, that touches my soul. I love it.
Yeah. But then, like, you see the Juno cannon get cut up, and you're like, okay, what's going on?
Well,
That was a simulation, wasn't it?
yeah, it comes up being a simulation.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, like, when you watch in on, you're like, okay, I don't remember this. I don't remember any of this.
It's like, wait, we destroyed the cannon later in 7. How is the
Damn you, Ruby.
time
'Cause
travel is the thing?
was it Ruby or Emerald that destroyed it?
Emerald.
Yeah, that's right. It
Emerald.
was Emerald.
Yeah. Emerald's the one underwater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It had to be Emerald.
yeah. It looks like
Yeah, because he was the hardest one.
it looks like the
And he had
duck.
the time limit too.
It looks like a duck.
It's got a
He
big
was the
long
coolest
bill that
duck in the world.
has a big scratch on it. Yeah, I can't.
Coolest duck you ever met.
I can't wait. I can't
Speaking about Ruby, I have Jay. You might get this, but Robin and Brenwell, that damn big fat tacos for Ruby.
So
I really need to figure out
Nice.
this lighting. I might need to get a little less bright light. Because this camera picks up light really bad.
you could probably run diffuser paper.
I'm using diffuser.
Use more.
I'm
Throw
serious.
some wax
When I came
paper
with
on
it.
it.
No, I'm serious. Like
Five more.
we had to do that with a couple of our lights where we had to run multiple layers of diffuser.
Yeah.
Remember, buy diffuser, not TP.
But we can't buy any more TP. It's sold out.
Wax paper actually works really well for it.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
It's probably
Yeah,
a lot of
dude.
it at your local store.
Jay, you look at your light and your whole face is gone.
I know, right? It's just God. You there?
The Virgin.
Yes,
Mary?
my child.
It's perfect. All right, so moving on a little bit more. Well, we could go back to Halo 2 coming to Master Chief. Is that what you wanted to do?
Yes, Halo 2 is coming to Master Chief, and I wish I could say I beat up kids, but they're definitely going to be older than me playing it.
See, I haven't really played Halo, so I cannot.
Well, they're
attest
they're
to this.
basically they're importing like all the Halos in order. So originally it was Reach, and then they did 1, and now they're doing 2. It's just in the testing phase because Master Chief Collection was already out on Xbox, and because those games were originally developed for Xbox, porting them over were done by multiple different companies. So the original Halo was actually ported over by Gearbox. That's how Gearbox got big enough to do Borderlands.
Nice.
But yeah, so they had multiple different companies coming in testing. Like they didn't even have a sprint button. They couldn't figure out crouch. They actually had to get, when they went back to do Combat Evolve for the Master Chief Collection on PC, they had to go back to Gearbox's port originally to figure out how they did the crouch.
Did they mess with the combat pistol though? Was the
I mean,
combat pistol fine?
Always. Combat pistol's always fine.
Guy gets it.
I played a little bit of Reach and the combat pistol was OP.
Which one was a battle rifle OP? Was it the three burst one?
Yeah, battle
Is that
rifle
what
was
they call
3
it?
burst. And then I think there was another one that was, I don't know. It's been forever since I played, but I'm excited for
Same.
Halo 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I will admit I do want to see some new Halo play.
I mean, I've made people, like, back in the day, I played 1v1 because I only had, like, 1 or 2 friends that we'd be able to play. I had a dude at my first LAN party talk shit because I wasn't used to team-based gaming. I lost by 1 kill and made him apologize.
Nice.
So now that we're kind of done talking about consoles,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard for me to remember this far back. You know, a lot of things happen. A lot of things have been done since then. I feel like when we were at this stage for the PS4 and that gen Xbox, we had more game title releases that were going to be with the system.
You mean exclusives?
No, just in general, like what's launching on launch.
Yeah, but they haven't really talked about, like, even a launch day. At least Sony hasn't.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, but they have a title. They have that one MMO. They what the heck was the name of it? Oh, I can't remember the name of it now.
Like a Sony developed MMO?
Because it's the only thing that we've seen with a PS5 logo on it. What was that? PS5. Yeah.
Well,
Godfall.
Okay.
I think part of what comes into play with that, Rob, is the fact that as these consoles make bigger leaps for graphical and audio and stuff, the learning curve gets a lot bigger
Mm-hmm.
on adapting to these new consoles, especially since, I mean, Sony has changed their game engines pretty drastically.
Yeah.
I mean, the leap from PS1 to PS2, that what did they call it? Dream Engine?
Okay, but here's my thing, and we're gonna go back to talking about what Cerny said. This console was designed with developers in mind to make it easier for their lead times to be able to create games for it.
Yeah, but they've been saying that since PlayStation 3.
He already said that they screwed up with that,
Okay.
and that this year he went around and he talked to 100 developers and tried to do everything they could for them.
He went to 24 developers and has spoken to hundreds of employees at those developers.
Okay. About like the toolkit and all that.
Yeah, about ways, how can we make the PlayStation 5 easier for you to work with? And yeah, the SSD was one of them.
But what I'm getting at is, with what he's saying, is that this should have been easier for them to create games for it.
Mm-hmm.
I blame us,
the gamers.
No, me in general. No.
Damn it, Rob.
We have become such a picky group of people.
Oh yeah.
Well, like I said, a
lot of games are thrown to the wayside for easier to play, free to grab games.
I agree, yeah.
I agree with you, but I gotta say this: it's a double-edged sword, because then you get games like Fallout 76 and half-ass games where they blame the entitled gamer because it's the easy cop-out.
Yeah.
Well, and here's my thing. We had God of War came out 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Roughly.
Early 2018, if I remember right. We had Spider-Man. We had Spider-Man that came out around the same time.
No, I think Spider-Man came out a year after.
Was that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
because they wouldn't have released God of War at the same year.
Two major titles.
Yeah.
It was God of War and then Spider-Man the next year.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Those are two already well-established characters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Spider-Man came out in 2017.
Really? Okay.
Oh, so it came out before God of War?
I'm thinking about when I bought it, actually.
Or did God of War come out in 16? So I remember I didn't get it for a while until they pretty much gave it to us for free. It was like $20.
Yeah, right. I'm double checking my facts, so.
So no, I think I bought God of War 4.
See, this is good news. We actually check our facts before we say something half-assed.
Okay, no, it came out 2018.
Okay, so yeah, it came out a year after.
It came out September 7th, 2018.
Yeah.
God of War.
But even then, like, Sony's not going to give up on the PlayStation 4. They were, yeah, PS4. They were still pumping out titles for PS3 for like a year or two after PS4 dropped.
So God of War came out April 20th, 2018. So yeah, they only launched a couple months apart.
Oh, all different seasons.
But what I'm getting at, I feel like they should be able to give us something for launch for that. I really do.
We already know that they are working on Spider-Man 2.
And, yeah. Well, especially
and we have another Arkham game coming out. We were going to get news on E3 about that.
We have another God of War coming too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have sequels to God of War, Spider-Man.
Last of Us is going to get ported over.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, I think that they're going to do like they did with the first Last of Us. You got the regular and then a remastered edition.
Yeah, which is really just the first
remake.
And the day one,
better graphics.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at with this whole thing is, I still feel like there's a lack of games. Like, I have no reason to buy a next-gen console right at this point in time.
Well, that's the thing. Most people don't.
There is literally.
I didn't buy my my PlayStation 4 until Fallout 4 was announced.
I bought my PlayStation 4 to play Final Fantasy 14.
Well, I mean, yeah, you guys have that.
well, no, we were playing on PS3, and load times were slow.
Oh, was it on PS3 too?
It was so limited too.
Yeah, there was so much stuff we couldn't do.
Yeah, if there were enough.
Where is Steve taking us to?
Probably outside so he can smoke.
He's taking us to the shack.
Oh God, is he in the bathroom?
Oh no.
No, my phone was dying.
Oh.
Oh.
Whatever, it's half hours. So my phone's like, no, dude, we're gonna die.
By the way, let's hope that's an upgrade that they do for the PlayStation 5.
See, everybody says that. I've never had a problem with my controller dying ever.
If I'm playing all day, it dies at least twice.
I've played 6-7 hours with my controller, and it'll be at the point of dying. But I mean, yeah, I could probably get 6 hours of solid gameplay out of it.
I mean, I also have mine set to low, like low light and all that.
Oh, I do
shit,
too.
so I don't
Yeah.
know.
Mine are
Well,
medium.
also, Jay, how do you plug yours in to charge?
Through the front panel most of the time.
Okay. See, Rob and I have bottom panel chargers. Yeah, the extension port.
No, you like kind of put underneath of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't have one of those.
See, I
This guy.
charge mine. In
Yeah, I don't
front,
have
like,
one.
two USBs, and like I get about an hour or two after it says it's dying. So like mine still lasts pretty, even after 2-3 years of having a controller, it's still.
Yeah, like
I mean, it just could be my luck, like, cause this one right here, my most recent one, hasn't been too bad. But
well, I mean, I have heard people complaining about that, but I've never personally run into it. I don't know.
it's like controller Joy-Con drift. I mean, it's there. It's a problem, but
mine's
it doesn't
starting
have
to do that now,
time.
so I switched my newer one. So if I'm like playing 14, I'm doing something like that, I have to switch controllers.
Mm.
Mine doesn't have drift.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know where we were, so we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Oh, it was about the games for the next gen.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's still too soon to tell, dude.
Dude, what do you mean too soon? We're 7 months
They're-
out from launch.
Okay.
Wait, 7 months until the PlayStation 5 launches?
They're supposed to both launch right around holiday season, which is late October, early November.
Okay, so
Yeah.
give it till August.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't hit summer yet. Summer, they'll probably have all the deals mapped out for them, all the exclusivity and all that.
Well, that's
It's
the other
Sony
thing
likes
too.
their titles.
Well, that's the other thing too that Xbox came out and said they're not even going to have a generation exclusive title for 2 years.
Well, then Microsoft already shot themselves in the foot.
I agree 100%.
Not
on that.
necessarily. I think they're trying to play a smart business move with this crossplay.
Well, you could do that with PlayStation too.
Yeah, but not cross progression.
Yeah,
Sony doesn't want that.
they
On
already
some games.
they already said that you could start on a PS4, play it on a PS5, and finish it on the PS4.
No, I'm talking about like PlayStation to PC to Xbox.
Oh yeah. No, Sony doesn't want that.
No.
But what I'm saying is there is literally no reason for anybody that owns a Xbox One X to buy a Series X for at least 2
I agree.
years. So
But
now,
here's my counterpoint. There's no reason to buy one or PlayStation 5 if you already have a PlayStation 4 for at least 2 years.
no, because there are going to be gen exclusives.
True. But, I mean, we live in a day and age where if you see a game, I mean, you can watch one of us play it.
Yeah, but playing it and feeling it are two different things.
Oh, I agree. I'd rather play it personally.
And like we were talking about earlier, the actual immersion of the PS5 is so much greater than the PS4, so much greater than the Xbox. That within itself is a huge selling point for me.
Well, I'm more of a have to see it to believe it type.
I mean, I want to get a controller in my hands and I want to feel it,
Yeah.
which is
I
kind of
want to feel that haptic feedback. I don't want them to tell me this is what it does. I want
Right.
to be able to know it's what it does.
yeah. I want to feel the haptic feedback. I want to feel the reactive triggers. I want to feel all that stuff. But if it's as good as they're saying it is, I mean that there by itself, and they're already saying that these current games can be updated and patched to be included with it.
For the 5.
Yeah.
No, okay.
So like Gran Turismo Sport is the one that they were demoing the controller with, will be able to do that. And they said the right side of the controller felt different than the left side of the controller because half the car was in the dirt, the other half was on the tarmac.
Yeah.
I mean that there within itself is a huge upsell,
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft doesn't have any of that.
No, they just got the power. They don't have anything to innovate.
But if they're saying that there's no console exclusivity, like no generation console exclusivity, then every game for the next 2 years is going to work
Yeah.
on the One X.
But it could flip and switch because I mean, the 360 beat the PlayStation 3.
Well, the PlayStation 3 was a horribly designed console from launch.
Mhm.
The
From launch.
mid-gen refresh is whenever it's really started to take off.
And then the Slims it brought it back up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the mid-gen refresh was when they went to the Slims.
Yeah.
No, I meant there's two different Slims. There was the original regular version that they came out with after the big giant block that had the open top.
Yeah.
That was more in
that
line
was
with the
the-
PlayStation 4. It was the second
Yeah.
gen, and then the third gen was actually labeled Slim.
Yeah, it had the little sliding
Use that.
dock.
They always did
Yeah,
it with that.
that was the super slim.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've always done that. They've done it with the PlayStation, PlayStation X. The PlayStation 2 had a slimmer version of it. They always end up just going smaller and smaller. This year, this gen was the only one that went, you know what, we need bigger. We need
That was
Pro.
something. The Move
Yeah.
bundle PlayStation 3 back in the day.
What about it?
That was, I think, one of the things that got the Move started was the PS3 Move edition. So like 320 gigs, Move controllers,
Mhm.
all that shit.
But yeah, I mean, for me, like I said, I feel like PlayStation Sony is doing everything right to upsell the PlayStation 5. Whereas I feel like the Xbox doesn't have any strong selling points other than the power.
Mhm.
And that
Yeah.
power, I feel like, is going to be wasted because these developers that are developing the games have to make these games work on the One X as well as the Series X, so they can't go balls to the wall on designing this game.
Well, here's the thing too. I mean, they can switch up and do anything at any time.
Yeah.
Because originally, when they were talking about the Xbox One X, or just Xbox One, I should say, they were like, you cannot trade games. You are stuck with this game. You have a limited amounts of like passes you can give to people to be able to play it. It's on timers, and then they had the connect online only option that's the only way you can play it. You couldn't connect it or play offline mode. The heat that they got back from it made them go, okay, here's what we need to do. We're gonna go ahead and go in line. And then now they have Game Pass, which it's still not as good as PlayStation Now just on titles, but I think it runs a little bit better. And I mean, you have the ability to play on PC,
Right.
so it adds a different aspect to it.
Well, I feel like the One or the Series X is pushing towards, and something that they've always wanted to do from the beginning, a complete entertainment system. And I mean, that's what they try to do with the One, or maybe it was the 360, whenever they made it online,
360.
and you had to get the camera with it. You know, the camera wasn't an option. You had to have it.
Well, didn't 360, wasn't that the first console to ever do Netflix on it? And PlayStation had to update it to be able to handle Netflix.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like that's what they're doing now, is they're bringing the gaming PC to the TV.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're trying to get the casuals into PC gaming, really.
I just feel like it's the wrong way to go.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. I mean, we don't know how this move's going to be, anyways. You know, that's the great thing about console wars.
Yeah.
We get to benefit from it because they're always trying to come up with new tech to outshine and outbeat the other.
Well, and the thing with that too is like, I don't even feel like it's a console war anymore.
No, Xbox is just like, we'll work with you, and Sony's like, oh no, we.
Well, the thing too, though, like, you look at the hardware, and the hardware is almost identical across the board between the two.
Yeah.
There's not much to set them apart other than titles and how you're going to implement the power.
Yeah.
So.
Very true. Very true.
So we were talking about GameStop. We got GameStop releasing Doom Eternal today, and supposed to be releasing Harvest Moon tomorrow.
I really want Doom, but I'm waiting for Final Fantasy VII, and if they delay it, I swear to God.
So we'll have to see what goes on with that. Another big thing too is tomorrow is the release of what the heck is that game? The game that when we were at PAX, Brendan had the Animal Crossing. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow's Animal Crossing release. So you have
there's nothing about that game that entices me.
no. But what I'm saying is now with
Flight Simulator?
Now with the government forcing them to close down.
at least in our area,
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. It'll be interesting to see. I'm honestly expecting the consoles themselves to be pushed back to early 2021.
Yeah, and honestly, it'd be a good cop out with this. Well, the sickness kind of made it harder for us to communicate. We kind of need more time to go back to the drawing board if need be.
Not
But
even that.
the only reason Sony is going for the holiday seasons because Xbox put that out first.
Well, I don't even think it's that. I think they're both ready to come to market right now, but they're trying to get production out. You know, right now is when they're tooling up to start production.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's already been set in stone. Everything's finalized. That's why they're coming out with specs and stuff. But this is when you start producing the console. Well, you've had China shut down for the past 3 months.
Mm-hmm. And Taiwan. Taiwan's the next big thing.
So you've
Because
had
Sony actually moved a lot of their stuff to Taiwan
right.
and other Asian countries because of the tariffs,
So
which I think are coming down anyway. So we'll see.
Right. So you've had a lot of production of parts for the consoles that have been massively affected.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that changes and how that plays into the release date and release features. You know, certain things I might not be able to get a hold of now.
So what do you think price is going to be on this?
Before coronavirus?
I mean, just at launch.
Well, I'm saying before coronavirus, I was hands down all day PS5, $500.
I was thinking 7.
No.
With all that tech they're shoving in, and before the price drop, it's going to be like the Switches. How they started off as one price, and then they might go down if they can get that proprietary tech cheap enough.
They're going to do the same thing they did with the PS4. When they first
No, Sony could never make that mistake again of going.
I disagree with that.
Expensive as shit.
Yeah, because the PS3, what they launched at 600, 650,
600. The 60 gig model was 600.
and
Base model PS3s, the OGs.
yeah,
They were $600.
Yeah, the 60 gig one.
yeah, that was fully backwards compatible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My brother had one. The only reason I know.
I had one too. Yeah, I don't see them making that mistake again. That's one. Two, they've already said that it's costing them about $450 to produce a PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
If they're making $50 return on every console to begin with, they're in the green.
True, but you don't stay afloat as a mega $1 billion company by only making $50.
Hold on.
Well,
The PS4 launched, they were only making $18 per console.
Oh, really? I did not know
Yeah.
that.
And then
after Sony was making razor thin profit
after 6
on the
months,
first couple years.
Well, no, it was even after 6 months, the prices of the tech started to come down. And when the prices of the tech started to come down, I mean, they were still making $40-$50 a unit.
But it wasn't like super high hundreds of dollars per model and all that, yeah.
Until 2 or 3 years in, and then they were making $150.
Well, yeah, that's what happened with the Switch. That's what I was
yeah.
talking about earlier.
I think it was what, 2.5 years it took them to pay off all their production costs, their R&D, everything. It was I'm pretty sure it was after 2.5 years that the PS4 became a pure profit console.
Right.
I mean, it does have Sony does have a lot of capital and a lot of different aspects they can pull from. So they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that's why I think it'll launch at about $500. It depends on how they do the One X or the Series X, and I guess it'll depend on how they do now the new PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 5 too, about hard drive size. Now, pretty much what Cerny said, yesterday or the other 2 days ago, was that they're launching with like an 825 gigabyte hard drive. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Now, is it going to be marketed as a 1 terabyte, and that's just going to be the space available for updates and shit?
Maybe. He didn't really go into detail on that.
No, he explained that they settled on 8 something. It was 800 something because that was the optimal to put a couple games on there, have the hardware run as it needs to run to keep the read and write speeds up, but also keep the cost down because of how expensive Flash is.
True.
And again, you can hook if you have a portable drive for your PS4, you can plug it in and it'll run it for your PS4 games.
Yeah.
You know,
And they'll have M.2 slots
yeah.
that you can plug in more onto the PS5 motherboard.
Now, here's my question though: as USBs develop and become faster, are you going to be able to use, and SSDs become better too? Are you going to be able to use an SSD drive for extended hard drives?
You mean to run PS5 games?
Yeah.
From what he said, it's highly unlikely,
Well-
and it probably won't be until later in the PS5's console life
Well,
because of the
you got to be able to read and write at 7 gigabytes a second minimum.
the target is 5 gigabytes a second. 5.5 gigabytes a second is the target that they, if you want the immersion that they created for the PS5, that's what you need
Yeah.
for the read and write. Right now, they're only doing what, 3.5 gigs a second, which adds a lot of time to the loading and stuff.
Well, they are able to do 7 seconds now, but the form factor didn't work.
Yeah.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just weird. Number one, why aren't they producing a bigger hard drive in their form factor and selling it as a proprietary drive? They could make a killing on that, number one. Number two, as USBs advance and SSDs advance, I don't see why it would be all that long before you have read and write speeds of it. I mean, I don't know what 3.0 is right now.
Well, I know he said for the right now with the higher end M.2s to achieve those read write speeds, they have big heat sinks and fans, which I've never seen an M.2 with a fan on it.
Yeah, me neither.
Now the heatsink thing I could see for M.2s and that being in the way of plugging into the PS5, however they have it designed, because we still don't even know if the leaked dev kit pictures are what the 5 actually looks like.
Or they're not. They can't be. They're never what they officially look like at launch. Plus, I mean, it wasn't a I don't know. Well, I'm trying to think of the word. It wasn't flattering for the PlayStation to be looking like a U.
Yeah, a big V.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, some people have made the argument that when the 3 and 4 dev kits were leaked, there were some overall differences, but they were pretty similar to what the actual release looked like compared to the dev kits.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the PS3 right now, and it kind of looks like a. Let me double check, but yeah, it kind of looks like a VCR. Yeah, it's got like 2 different sides. I think one's like a reading and writing drive, and then a third drive, an SD slot, and all that fun stuff. I don't know. I don't know dev kits. I barely know myself and what works half the time.
Okay, so we don't know about the connections on the PS5 yet. Thunderbolt USB Type-C will read and write at 10 gigs per second.
Thunderbolt.
I mean, the rest of the world switched to Type C or Type C or whatever. So I mean, it only makes sense for things to eventually become more uniform as far as connections go.
Yeah.
To me, you can only get so much out of a USB. So, like I said, a lot of people are switching to Type C.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean.
That
Type
makes
C,
sense.
Type C is the fastest right now.
Yeah.
But what's its read and write speed?
10 gigs. It's available up to do 10 gigs. Now that's what I was looking at. Is I'm trying to figure out if there.
I mean, that's still outrageously fast in comparison to what we have now.
Oh yeah. Holy shit. Yeah.
Well, see, and that's the problem though. Now, it becomes the problem of the SSD itself being able to do the speeds that it needs to. Like what I'm looking at here, it says that the fastest read and write, and this, I don't know when this article came out, but the fastest is a terabyte or a gigabyte a second.
Sounds about right.
So even being able to read and write a gigabyte a second isn't fast enough for it. But what I'm curious of is how long it'll take to be able to get to that point.
I mean, technology jumps every 3 years, and we're about ready for another tech boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, I think that I'm hoping that we can have a little bit more of a portable option for hard drives for the PS5.
We will. He already said we will.
Yeah.
They already have some.
But he's saying that it's on a couple years out from the way that I took it, was that it's not going to be available at launch. You're going to have to wait to hear from them, and it's going to be months, if not years, before they have something. And
No, he already said they have a couple test kits.
Yeah.
Of some of the newer drives that they're going to, because he said once the PS5 comes out, they'll have a list.
Well, here's my question too with that. How many M.2 slots do we have to add on?
We don't know. He didn't say.
Yeah, he didn't say that. I know he didn't say, but that's what I'm getting at. And it comes back to why aren't they selling it? Because 1.5 gigs is a lot more appealing than 3/4 of a gig.
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 gigs worth of stuff on my PlayStation 4 right now.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump that up.
I was going to say 4 gigs.
4 terabytes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, that's better.
The memory gods, they forgive you.
Yeah. My 2 terabyte internal, 2 terabyte external. I'm sorry.
Oh, you actually swapped it out with the 2 terabyte?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still running well, I don't know how the Pro works on being able to take it apart and put it back together on that.
Oh, Brendan has custom
If
hard
Rob
drives.
would finish editing the video.
I'm sorry.
Damn it, Rob.
I know.
We're going to make that catchphrase.
I'm a failure.
Because on
Damn it,
mine,
Rob t-shirts.
on mine, Jay, I put a 500 gig SSD in as the main drive.
Yeah.
Put a couple games on it, and then the games that I play occasionally are on a 2 terabyte solid state hybrid. Plugged in as an external.
Gotcha.
He's got it set up real nice.
Sounds pretty nice.
Nice. Very nice.
And then what we do is when we load into a dungeon, I talk shit on Rob and Steve on why I'm loaded into a dungeon and they're still waiting.
Peasants.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I
Pretty
get.
much what I do.
I'm already here killing people.
So I might as well just put my
I'm like,
game
oh
off my
God, where are you guys at?
I've been sitting here thwacking for 5 minutes.
At least when I watch his streams, I know what I'm getting myself into before I load in, so that works.
Yeah, right. You're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna wait back here.
As he load up, I gotta leave. Put this dungeon, I'm good.
I gotta go. I got a doctor's appointment at the dentist.
You see what happened was?
Connection issues.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
So and so has left
Oh,
left
man.
party chat.
Right.
Steven, Nippets has logged off.
All right. So to close off our show, we got one last thing we're going to talk about. And this, I'm not surprised at all that this girl is is in trouble again.
Again.
She is one of the OG Twitch thought streamers.
Thought.
Thought.
Yeah.
By the way, I had a refresh. You know what thought actually means?
Huh?
That hoe over there.
Oh yeah.
You didn't know that?
No, I
Like,
did, but
today-
I've lost it to memory
years
by
old.
internet.
I was today years old when I found that out.
You were today years old?
That was 2 years old, yeah, apparently.
I never thought about what thought actually meant. I just knew, hey, you're a thought. You're thoughtful. Get
Yeah.
out of here.
I hear thought so much, I don't even think about the original sense of the word.
So
Steve, you're from the hood.
she was in like this 9 or 10 person like podcast show, and the host asked her about what, going on a date with a guy that, or kissing
I think
a
it was
guy.
making out
Making
that
out with
had
a guy.
corona.
Yeah. And she said that not only would she make out with them, but she would break them out of quarantine and go out there infected so that way they could kill all the elderly and poor people.
Oh my God.
Yep.
And
Wasn't the bitch saying that all
And-
white people should
the host, like, his jaw dropped, and then her channel was blocked.
Well, his jaw dropped and he went, WTF. like,
What the hell, Casey?
yeah. I mean, just,
So that chick just outdid the one lady saying that all white babies should be taken care of. Okay.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
here's the
It's
thing,
about that. Yeah, it's about that way.
I'm not surprised. Like, this girl's channel has been banned like 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah,
for
I
the
got
last
her
4
Twitch
years.
stats still up. Hold on real quick. So I refreshed the page. Tuesday, she lost 40,000 followers. Wednesday, she lost 245,000, almost 246,000 followers.
Like, can those followers come my way a little bit?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Like,
It dropped
can
her
I-
daily average to negative 9,000, almost negative 10,000. It's over 9,000, guys.
It's over
And then dropped her
9,000.
monthly average to almost negative
Hold on.
300K.
Wow. So wait, what's
Uh-oh.
Over 9,000.
Screen's shaking too. It makes it that much better. Oh my God.
so
We're all
what?
powering up.
So what's her follower count out now?
Her follower count now. Let's see. Trying to see where it actually has the count. Okay, so her follower count at the beginning of the month was at 500K. It dropped down to 217, 218.
So
Okay.
she lost
What is
over
this bitch
half of her
do?
following.
Like half a
Over
million
half of her follower base.
Wow.
Like, the internet does not play around with something. It's like Pro Jared. I don't know if you guys heard
Mhm.
any of that whole situation.
Mhm.
He lost a bunch. Like, there was YouTube videos of like live counts of his viewers just dropping.
Yeah.
Yep.
And one of my buddies was like, "This sucks." I was actually a fan of him. I'm like, well. And then it comes out they're all horrible people. So it's like, you know.
You live and you learn.
Yeah. So, but like, I'm not surprised. Like, this is how this girl has gotten famous, by being this controversial,
Mm-hmm.
and they think this is going to stop her.
No, she's gonna move to
Let's see
another
what the fuck
platform.
in this
And
day
if she
age.
moves to Facebook, Facebook will be like, "Hey, we got this new platform, new person from
Yeah.
blah 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 blah," and it's
Not
No,
to
gr-
mention, she's 26. She's worth $54 million. Because she's a founding mother of the Women's Gamer League. Professional esports gamer. Like, really? You think banning her account's going to do anything? Not even permanently. It's indefinitely.
I think it's funny too, the saps that actually fall for the whole women streamer or women gamer streamer bullshit, because there was an Overwatch league that had a female gamer that was getting harassed. Turns out it wasn't a female gamer, it was the entire time. He just went by a female to get more fame for the team.
Oh my god.
Yep. I hate the internet sometimes.
Yeah.
But I hate it all the same.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard a lot of the female streamers say that it is a lot harder for them to make it on the
As
platform
honest
than
female
men.
streamers, yes. As titty thoughts, no. It ain't hard for them.
Yeah. Like
But
I can tell you, every time I open Twitch to go stream,
There's a
like
chicken half cut off shirt.
for a week and a half, the girl that
Glasses.
was on the cover of Twitch was in booty shorts.
yeah.
Did she have glasses too? Like a gamer chick with the glasses and the. You
Oh,
know,
I don't
I'm
know.
such a
Like,
gamer, guys.
the
her
nerd picture with her having a controller with the glasses.
the title of her streams were "Come Watch Me Belly Dance."
Just chatting, right?
Yeah. Just chatting.
So it's like premium Snapchat, but like more effective.
No, it gets me on like some of because they make the money. Let's be honest. But so like there's this guy I watch. He does did a lot of Escape from Tarkov content before it got popular. So once Tarkov got popular, his page basically had a resurgence. So he was also doing a podcast and is times that he wasn't doing video game content.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, it was basically like, I think the video was titled like General Sam gives lessons to streamers or something like that. And he's basically like, stop complaining about these titty streamers. Do you really want those people in your chat? And I'm like, no, you're right. Actually, I don't want those people in your chat. And then he was like, if you want to get more views, just make better content. Don't bitch about the algorithm. Your content will be found eventually.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's mainly because his whole page had like a jump. Like I think he was like 77K when he started doing Tarkov videos and like his style of videos. And then as soon as Tarkov blew up by streamers playing it, he jumped up to like 200K.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Can I just
That's
get a
crazy.
As long as
fraction of that?
I mean, if you put the work in, eventually it'll come around. Even popular, they'll get popular again, and it just takes one massive update.
Well, I think we exhausted all of our topics for today.
Yeah, so much for that show being an hour long.
Half an hour long is what we were talking originally.
I just had too much fun.
Heck yeah. It was definitely fun. We covered a lot of stuff. I already have some topics that we could talk about for next week.
We laughed, we cried.
We figured out how to get the stream working right.
Yeah,
right.
There's a voice echo again.
Yeah, I heard that. Steve's not wearing headphones.
That's probably it. Because I heard it as soon as.
My phone died.
I get that, but no, that's where the echo's coming from, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good. We figured it out. That's all that matters.
It's all done, figured out.
I love how I have your stream pulled up. So as soon as I saw that goofy face, I looked over to see it again. There it is. There it is.
Oh.
This is great, guys.
Yeah, so we'll be back again next week.
We didn't even get to do our secret stories.
I know.
That's all right. We'll get it next week.
Next week, I'll come up with a different one. We got free games on Epic. That was my story.
I mean, if I was gonna say, if you want to, we could do them real quick.
Yeah. Let me.
Well, mine is one that I need to look into a little bit more because it's kind of a newer story.
Okay.
Kevin Smith is directing a He-Man cartoon. On
No
Netflix.
fucking way.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so happy now. Okay, Watch Dogs and the Stanley Parable are free to claim on Epic stores. So I want to say the 26th.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's for Rob. I know he's got a PC. I don't know about you guys.
Filthy console streamers. That's me.
Hey, hold on, I'm trying to get the port. It's not working. All right, I'm looking like a fool.
It's pointing around every which way. It's
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
I'll eventually figure it out. My camera's rotated, or my camera is like mirrored on the stream. It's not.
So, Kevin Smith is doing a He-Man cartoon. What is it? Clownfish TV or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. They they got into a pretty good argument with Kevin Smith over the potential PC wokeness of the cartoon.
Oh my god.
Not gonna say
So-
He-Man had a lot of cock thrusts in it.
I mean, you can watch like you type in He-Man gay and you'll have a very beautiful
Skeletor.
video
How do you,
made.
how do you know this?
Yeah. Look up He-Man Skeletor with CKY and you'll have a great video there.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who's seen that. Oh, Steve,
Dude.
I guess
do you have a secret topic that you wanted to talk about?
No, but next week
No,
I'll be sure to
so you didn't
get the
join in.
random tidbits.
So mine
Like
is a
kids.
little bit cheesy, but it's something that I think is really cool and kind of important in today's world. There was a group of people that they came together and they made a censored journalism library available in Minecraft of all places.
I did see that.
So there's a German company and a German branch of Reporters Without Borders that put together on a server all these different documents and news articles and media that are banned in certain areas. And I just think it's really cool that they made this available to people in a way that couldn't be censored.
Yeah, but watch now, Minecraft's going to be banned.
That means they'd be taking a war against Microsoft, and I don't see that happening.
I mean, it's still a game. It's not. They couldn't ban the company, but they can ban the game. And then Microsoft, if they want to do business there, is either got to step in or I don't know. That's just overreaching government is kind of something that I always think about.
Yeah, but that's something a lot of us think about.
Especially in
Well,
other
I just
countries.
I don't like the fact we have that kind of reasoning anymore. You know, it sounds like some tinfoil hat shit, but it's actually real.
Yeah.
I mean, Dale Gribble is my personal hero. He was right. He tried to warn us.
50 men.
But yeah, I mean there's like all kinds of articles in here, and this floating library, because it's just a library in the sky basically, is huge. I mean,
I think I saw something this morning about it.
I think that they said there's like over 200 different censored books in one area. It's just like I feel like that's what we need more of.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool that it's being brought to people in the form of a video game.
I mean, just the fact that books could be banned, knowledge can be banned is kind of a problem in and of itself. But that's a different topic for another time.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's one of the reasons they said that they did it. One of the big reasons is, for example, in Egypt, there is no such thing as free information. None. There's just illegal to have free information.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird considering how like deep they were into hieroglyphics and being able for people to read them.
Yeah. You know,
That's crazy.
I just think that's really cool for them to do that.
A lot of man hours.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot of good builders too.
Oh yeah. If you guys get a chance, just Google Minecraft library and it'll come up, I guarantee.
I'm gonna have to definitely check that out.
I mean, it's huge. But yeah, that's my top secret topic.
Cool. And then we got to find new ones for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this has been your weekly gaming update, and we plan on doing it again. Again, I'm Rob. Yeah, and again, and again, and again. But
how many weeks are in a year?
50 some, right?
No math. No math.
Yeah, no math. This is 356 days divided by 7 days. God dang it! All right, so again, I was joined today by Jay, Bren, Steve.
Bren, Rob, Jay.
Yeah, I know we're all on different tiers if we were on each other's screens.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Fake news.
but if you like what we're doing, we'll be back next week with some more topics and some more chat. So
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Oh, hold on, real quick before we go.
Oh,
Jay, when are you streaming again?
Tomorrow.
Okay, so you got a Friday night stream too.
I'll watch Jay's this week.
So what are you playing tomorrow, Jay?
I've been debating Tarkov or Warzone. Might be Warzone, just because I can easily jump in and out of that.
Free for all
I'll watch
Friday.
the stream with you. Jay.
Well,
I'll
they
watch
just
the
added
stream with you.
solos.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Get another knife fight going on, bully people in the party, then I'll watch the stream.
I'm on mini squad for that because I need like 3 people going, yeah, pussy, do it.
You won't. No balls.
No balls.
And then
Nice.
the other three of us will be playing Final Fantasy for Fantasy Friday or Farming Friday or Fantasy Farming Friday or Freaked Up Fridays.
I mean, I'll be in the chat regardless.
Yeah, right?
Nice.
All right, guys. Next week, we are shooting for a 7 o'clock start and maybe a little bit more of a condensed show, but we'll see what happens.
And that's when they became the demon.
All right, guys. See you guys later.
Peace.